Simply relax and let them come. If you felt stuck in a pattern that you cannot seem to overcome, that you cannot seem to manifest what you want, since that pattern is staying in front of you, and it feels like every effort to step in the direction of your manifestation is faced with that pattern that seems like it has power over you. And I am here with one simple yet powerful message. Because if there is a part of you, the higher self, your beingness, that aspect of you from which your desires come, if it's there, and if you know you are shifting already, then it is simply time to relax and to let what you have been looking for come to you, because it is also looking for you. What you have been looking for is looking for you, but you cannot seem to see that this is happening. You cannot access it. You cannot give yourself permission to allow yourself to experience what you have been looking for unless you let go. And this is where conviction comes, my friend. Conviction, as hard as it is to understand sometimes, it is simply a process of surrender. It is simply your innate ability to let go of any and all doubts, any and all worries, any and all fears, and all the anger and resentment that you have been holding on to. Because here is the truth. When you are manifesting something, when you want a person to come to you, when you want that relationship to finally happen, to finally be there, the one that you have envisioned, when you want the outcome that you have been envisioning to arrive in front of you, in front of your eyes, all of those feelings, the fear, the worry, and the anger of seeing circumstances that seem to be contradictory to what you want, all of those feelings are there to take your attention, to wake you up, to shake you a little bit, and to ask you to trust in your conviction, to trust in your desire, to have faith in knowing what you deserve. But see, now you're probably asking the question, how could I do that? How could one surrender? Surrender is the exact opposite of force. You cannot force your manifestation to come to you. And since you know you're already shifting, you can only allow your manifestation to come to you. But unless you let go of those feelings, that would not be possible. And now let me show you how those feelings look like. What are the consequences of holding on to them? Because if you recognize them, if you acknowledge them, and you pinpoint your awareness to those behaviors, those limiting behavior patterns, to the limiting beliefs that are perpetuating those feelings, then you'll be able to, through simple acknowledgement, just drop them. Just drop all of it. And remember that conviction that it's your birthright. If you have something that you have been desiring for such a long time, if it has been in your mind, and if you've been working towards manifesting it, doing the inner work, then what is left is simply to surrender. Because see what happens. These feelings, they will make you grasp for the outcome and try to force it. You try to look outside for validation of what you're manifesting. And it's like a needy child who has taken a grasp of its parent and doesn't want to let go. But now let me ask you this. Do you have faith in your awareness? Do you have faith in that most primordial part of your being, your God nature, godlike nature? Do you have the faith to accept the right to claim what is yours without trying to fight for it, without trying to persuade reality that you deserve it, without being needy for it? Just simply accepting that it's yours. How is that possible? It is only possible through the process of surrender. And now, what is surrender? What is surrender? It is not a doing. You cannot do surrender. You cannot force surrender. You can simply accept a truth that you hold dear, close to heart. And this is why I want you to check out my previous video, in which you will see that your truth holds power. And if you acknowledge that truth, accept it, and then give yourself permission to express it, that power of your truth will give you the permission to surrender and step in the unknown. But see what happens now. Giving up your need for external validation. What does external validation mean? Think about it. If you catch yourself worrying, then you are grasping for an outcome. You want the external validation that reality must give you, or this specific person that you're trying to manifest, that you want a relationship. You want them to give you the validation that your conviction is claimed. And unless you drop that need for external validation, you will not be able to give yourself the internal validation of simply your inner conversations. And yes, your inner conversations, they have power. Because if you have the courage to claim what's yours, what you know to be true intuitively, to claim it inside of you through internal conversation, to fulfill your needs. Just to give an example, if you're manifesting a relationship and you want to share this emotional intimacy, this shared romantic love, you want to take care of somebody, you want for them to acknowledge you, you want for them to rejoice with you, the relationship that you have, you must, in your inner conversation, fulfill all those needs for you through internalizing them. It is as if you distinct yourself, you make a distinction between your father, your godlike nature, your awareness of being, and the child within you that have those inner needs and wants to experience them through your manifestation, through what you're trying to manifest. And you need, through inner conversation, to convince that inner child that it is right now being fulfilled in those needs that it's seeking. And see that that's only possible. This is where you need to take a risk, because this is only possible once you give yourself the permission to drop the need for external validation. This is how you get it. You cannot get the validation of what you want unless you drop seeking for it. What you are looking for is already looking for you. It wants to find you. But you cannot see how it wants to find you. You cannot let it come into your life. You cannot receive it unless you drop the need for external validation. Who is that one who is looking for external validation? Who is that one? Could it be the anxious child that maybe felt betrayed, that felt abandoned? Could it be the frustrated and stubborn child that again doesn't want to simply accept what it deserves because it is loved, because it is believed in? Could it be this fearful, worried, grasping child that is needy and wants to convince, wants to manipulate reality to give it what it wants? And is that truly you? Because if you can take hold of that inner child, if you can speak to it through inner conversations, and yes, please check out this other video about the inner child, of how you can do that. It happens through inner conversations, but see, you need to be on the same page with your inner child. You cannot just force it to believe in you unless you get to know it first. And this is where inner conversations become your biggest gift. They are your tool. You can use them. They are independent from anything external. They are your birthright. Speaking the truth to your inner child, acknowledging it, giving it the love it wants, fulfilling all its needs. This is your birthright. This is how you give yourself permission to drop the need for external validation. And through dropping it, You know what happens? You know what's possible? You experience conviction. At some point, it's simply done. There is no need to grasp. There is no need to be needy. There is no need to manipulate, to try and control. You can simply allow and let go. Doesn't that sound beautiful? If you could simply have the power to not force it, but instead, through the power of your own awareness, through your own conviction, have the courage and the faith that is required to let go and claim what is truly yours, what you have the right to claim, then why force it? Why? Why would you waste all that precious energy if you can simply let go? And you have that power, my friend. If you clicked on this video, if you watched so far, if you have been with me and followed me into what I'm sharing with you, well, this is your power. I am simply reminding you of something that is already inside, that sometimes we all forget. It is human, but claim it. Claim your power to let go. And once you let go, conviction will be yours. Once you find the courage to let go, it simply becomes obvious that what you resist persists. And if you keep resisting those feelings and you don't find the courage, the boldness, you don't find that power within you to look them and acknowledge them and simply drop them, they will persist. And you will only be seeing on the outside a reflection of what you have been resisting. And then it becomes obvious. And then you can forgive yourself. It doesn't make sense to make yourself suffer any longer. Letting go is also a healing process. So if those weak, in quotation, feelings start coming up, whether you have heard that it is not manly to cry, if you are letting go out of the power of your faith, out of conviction of what you deserve, out of conviction of what's truly yours, out of conviction in the truth that you know intuitively, but now you're willing to claim, then letting go, even though it feels as if it's a weakness, it is actually a power. It is a bold move. It is a bold decision, and it is courageous. And then you will recognize, then you will see, you're able to experience the presence of your being and simply enjoy it. It's like your presence become enough, and in that presence you can drop your desire. You can drop that specific person you've been trying to manifest. You can drop that business solution that you have been looking for. You can drop that career achievement that you want to experience. You can drop it in the presence of your being and simply give yourself permission to enjoy the process of its unfoldment without trying to force it. There is no need to force anything. If you have the courage to let go and you don't want to force it any longer, then you have reached conviction. And if you have reached conviction, you can enjoy it, my friend. You can simply enjoy it. And then the joy, the presence of your being will show you that what you have been looking for is looking for you. And it will simply come. So this is my message. Let go and let it come and see what happens. Let me know in the next video, okay? Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. Like this video if you liked it, comment down below. Let me know what's your experience with letting go, what this video has activated in you. This is also important for me. And subscribe to the channel if you are new to it, because 3 times per week I am here to guide you into fulfilling your inner potential. I'm here to remind you of what you have forgotten. I'm here to keep you on track on the journey of manifesting your desires. So I would love to see you around. Thank you so much, and just enjoy the presence of your being. If you have surrendered, this is all. It is done. Bye-bye.